Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is JinxtheGameCritic here. I thought I might do something a little different today. I'm kind of in the mood and was convinced to do so. I thought I could do a video post today. Test how my unedited video skills will do. I do apologize for the look of my studio right now. It's quite something. It's just my room. I wanted to have a talk with you about the next step in video game technology. I'm referring to a project known as Teslasuit. It's created as the next sort of virtual reality step, a full body suit dedicated to making you feel as though you were immersed in a gaming world. There are pressure points on your arms and on your body and such that react to events within a gaming virtual environment. This allows you to experience touch, feel within an environment. If a character comes up to you in the game, touches you on the shoulder, you'll feel it. Now, this project was designed to work with virtual reality headsets in mind, stuff like the Oculus Rift. This is obviously a natural pairing. It allows you to be fully immersed. You go in your head, you'll see the world around you, and you will also feel if someone comes up to you and touches you on the shoulder. A big thing. This is obviously the next big step of how gaming is sort of going. It started off with the Wii with motion controls, those were big things. Then came mobile gaming with their easy accessibility, that type of thing. And now, well, I'd say it's going to virtual reality. That's going to be the new big thing. Many people agree with me. But I wanted to explain where Teslasuit are having problems. You see, they recently started their Kickstarter project. And as of now, it's currently at £12,000, I believe. Sorry, I'm looking at my other screen. That's where I have this site up for me. I will link it in the description below. So the problem I'm facing here is that they have a goal of £250,000. I feel that's a bit much. And I don't say that in the realms of I don't think they need that money. I do think they need that money for a development of something of this big, this grand scale. The problem I see is that they've got a problem when it comes to actually the general consumer. And there's two things I want to talk about the problems with the current Teslasuit. The first is being this idea of the backing of their money being hit by the general consumer, but the second is just how they're planning on putting this within the gaming industry. So, why is it a problem asking for so much? Well, their goals and their reward system, as Kickstarter do, you put in money, a certain amount of money, and then you get a reward based on how much. The biggest reward, well, the one that is going to be the most use to people, is the full suit, priced at approximately £1,200. That's a big lot of money, especially for something to do with gaming, something that a lot of gamers don't have the free amount of cash to pay for that. And that's a problem, because the other alternatives to that in terms of the reward system are I think it's 750,000? 75,000, I apologize, £750 award, which is the early access type of, similar to how the Oculus Rift released the Mark 1 development kit. They release an early version of it and they get access to it first. That's also a big amount of money, £750, that's huge. I'm not exactly sure of the amounts, but it's around there. But below that, you get things like t-shirts, a pat on the back, a thank you note. These are good incentives and all, but they're what the gaming community could afford. Me especially, being a student, I couldn't afford £1,200. That's insane. And this looks like something I would love. This looks like something that would be the next development, a big new thing. But you can't expect the general consumer to possibly go for something like this. We don't have £1,200 spare to buy a suit or pledge enough money for a suit. And the amount of people that will maybe pay for $5, maybe $10 things, this is good and all, but it's not really an incentive. Despite what many people think about Kickstarter and the faith people put in several products, consumers will generally not pay money unless they get something good out of the deal. That's why a lot of Kickstarter games do well, because their goals are relatively low when it comes to what people can pay to get the highest amount of reward. So you could pay £30, just pulling this out of nowhere, £30 for a game on Kickstarter. And the game would get developed, you get that, you get the rewards below, but you would also get the game itself, or at least a beta version or something like that. But here, the product is nowhere near accessible if you don't have a large amount of money. And so going to Kickstarter with this is a bit of a problem, I think. Because you'll get a large amount of people who will obviously pay for something of this extent. But those are people who have that large amount of money. But the general consumer, they'll have not that nearly much. And if this is going to be the next big leap in gaming technology, it needs to be accessible. The Wii did so well with its new big leap in motion control because it was so accessible. But for something like this, I really don't see how this could be accessible for people. Now, the other thing I wanted to explain was actually when I was watching the trailer for this. It has a trailer on the site, on the Kickstarter page. And I looked at it and I saw something that caught my eye. The fact that this suit is planned to be, when it's released, multi-platform. Makes sense. It's a peripheral where you can attach it onto a PC, a games console, or bizarrely a mobile system. Now, that's great in all, a mobile system. That's a game console. People go crazy for that. That's amazing. You could have this type of thing where you have an Xbox and then you plug on this massive suit thing. You put on a VR headset and you're immersed completely in whatever game world you're getting. But releasing that as a thing at the start, I think you've got a problem. I believe that they should have focused purely on VR and PC functionality before spreading to things such as mobile gaming and console. I believe that should have been an after idea. Allow me to explain. Open source is one of the reasons why Oculus Rift has done so well. People were able to get the development kits very early on. It still hasn't been released, but the development kits have, and there are already hundreds, if not thousands, of games available for the Oculus Rift. And that's because indie developers, companies can just get a hold of the development kit and go to it. But for the price tag you've got this suit at over 1,200, that's the suit alone. The development kit, who knows how much that'll be. And giving that to indie developers don't have 1,200 or whatever amount needed to buy something which isn't even ready, I suppose. Something that has not been proven. Especially something that might not even take off. They have no idea. Oculus did so well because the software was released. It was obviously the development kit's released, but it wasn't nearly as expensive. And for some people, they were able to develop it purely because they were indie developers working on a game. For here, I have no idea how this would work. You would need access to a suit to see how it would work. So, I don't know. I don't see how this would go any differently. I think, personally, that they need to prove themselves to developers first before they decide to go out into consoles, into mobile gaming. When have you ever decided to pick up a mobile game? I don't know, some of the more high-end ones, Infinity Blade, whatever version it is now is the one I'm thinking of. You pick up one of these, and you think, this game is great. It's fun, I can play it on the go, that's the thing. But you never thought to yourself, you know what I've wanted to do with a mobile game? I've wanted to strap it to my face and put on a suit and let it go and play it. Never have I thought, and I don't think a lot of people have thought. So the branch of going off to mobile gaming now, as a start, without any prior indication of how it would go in the mobile gaming market, that seems bizarre. I don't know about you, but I don't see how it could go. So yes, I think that Teslasuit really need to look at this. They need to decide how they're going about this. Anyway, that's all I've got to talk about right now. So, see you all later. And as always, it's not just a game, it's a life.